love it because these are kind of the two biggest misconceptions in publishing generally as well.
Oh, really? Is this what you were going to say? Okay, so, oh gosh, now I feel like...
No, I didn't have a plan. Don't think we had a plan for what to say.
Okay.
Maybe so did.
We always have it, never had a plan.
Okay, excellent.
The third biggest misconception that we have a plan.
Nice. I mean, we have a plan, but going off script, it happens. You have to do it.
Hi, I'm Joe Beal, the founder and CEO of Microcosm Publishing. I'm also the author of A People's Guide to Publishing, which distills what I've learned from selling millions of books over the past 28 years.
I'm Ellie Blue, the vice president of Microcosm. We started this podcast to share what we've learned with newer publishers, so you can learn from our mistakes. Or maybe you just want to learn about the publishing industry.
This week, we bring special guest to the pod, Chris Vega, Blue Cactus. Who are you, Chris? And why are you important to publishing?
Oh, okay. I'll tell you who I am. I don't know about the why and my important part, but I'm Chris Vega. I'm the publisher at Blue Cactus Press. And we make books that we hope spark dialogue about liberation. And primarily we focus on making books with teams of folks from historically marginalized groups, including our authors. And we're up here in Tacoma just trying to exist. And it's fun. And
help us answer a reader question, which is,
thanks, reader.
What are the 3 biggest misconceptions about publishing? And go.
What are the 3 biggest misconceptions about Blue Cactus Press?
Oh my gosh. 3 biggest misconceptions about Blue Cactus Press. That we work quickly, or that publishing moves quickly. It usually takes us 2 to 3 years to make a book. It takes, I think, typically 2 years for a lot of folks, but I'm a single parent, so my timelines get extended and we try to move at the pace of life. So it takes a hot minute. So that's my biggest one, I think. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Another one is people think that, so we're a hybrid publisher now, and that's changing soon. But essentially, people sometimes in the hybrid publishing world, they think that they can bring us their idea and be open to paying our fees for publishing, and that's enough to sort of get in the door or get on our lineup. But in reality, we're like highly curated, and we focus a lot on making sure we're a really good fit as collaborators. So sometimes even if a book is a good fit, it just doesn't fit as like 2 people collaborating on a thing. We can't get on the same page, or communication is super hard. So that's another one. Like, all the stars have to align for us to move forward with the project. And so that includes like knowing where the resources are coming from, the author's a good fit, the book is a good fit, and everybody's ready to move forward. We spend a lot of time in development, a lot of time. And so even when we get a finished manuscript, that's lovely. We really enjoy as a team, like really pulling it apart and thinking about the different layers of it, and then putting it back together, and then starting the publishing process. So that would probably be the biggest thing for us. Yeah.
Ooh, that's hot. I like that. I love to hear you say it, because these are literally the conversations I have with authors every single day, where I'm like, yes, it's quote done in your mind, but it is not done.
Right.
It being quote done will not get it published any faster, because it is A, not
oh
done.
my gosh, yes.
And B, you are still subject. Like, people think that because we're so mainstream that like we can rebuild the publishing industry to suit our whims. They think like we're powerful enough that like industry timelines just wouldn't apply to us. So we get people all the time that are like, my publisher is saying it'll take until next year to come out, but I don't want that. So I want to publish it with you instead. And I have to say, you are probably under contract with your publisher.
Yeah, I was going to say, bro, that's all the...
And even if you weren't, we can't do it any faster.
Yeah, and also like as a collaborator, how does it look to show up and be like, so I got this girlfriend over here, but y'all look a little bit better, so I'm just gonna like low key try to set up a new deal and slide out of this other one? Like, no, who wants to work with that?
The meme brought to life. You're right.
It's like that's a whole layer of it, the social dynamics. I'm like, bro, you're showing me who you are as a collaborator right now, and it's not looking good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens to me too. Sometimes they come to us just like having like priced a bunch of things or like shopped the market for publishers, really without like going to our page or learning anything about what we're trying to do. And I'm like, sorry, not a good fit.
Yeah, I had someone come up to me once at an event. This was years and years ago, and he like waved this product in my face. It was like some kind of like spiral bound thing with tabs, and he was like, "Can you print that?" And I was like, no. And he was like, "Well, what good are you to me then?"
Whoa, really? Ouch. Yeah. Ouch.
And I was like, probably not any at all.
Right. We don't want to work with you either.
This is great. Okay, so Ellie just said what I'll say our number 4 misconception. We're not a printer. Yes. I'm not a printer.
Yes. We run into that misconception from the Portland Department of Zoning a few times.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's actually very funny. It's their job to know whose zone is what.
Yeah.
They're trying to kick us out of our building with zoning by saying that we're a manufacturer and that violates the terms of our zoning. And we over and over we've had to be like,
did we lose Joe?
Joe is frozen.
Frozen in time.
The internet at
the end is happening.
Company is not always great. Oh, there was a little whisper of Joe, but
this is the death rattle of Joe Beal.
We'll never have Joe's idea.
I don't wish that upon you, Joe, but you know.
Joe, you just froze for like 3 minutes. I don't know how much of our banter you heard.
So I'm pretty good. So we've foiled the city repeatedly by having to just point out to them that you would hear it if we had printing equipment running in our building. But yeah, it's a weird one. So
yeah, because your Portland building is a warehouse, right? And the storefront?
It's like an office more than anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
we're an office. Don't ever let anyone tell you we're not an office.
I've been in there. It's a pretty fun storefront. It's like got the like appeal of a used bookstore where things are like literally stacked floor to ceiling in like a sort of Tetris mode. But I like it.
Oh, I've got a misconception. This is one that people don't always come out and say, but once in a while they do, that we're rich.
Oh my gosh.
Lots of money to do whatever we want, and they just have to figure out a way to unlock that so that we spend it on them.
Oh, can I get an access to that bank account?
That mythical bank account.
Oh God. Yeah, this is kind of the thing, right? Like people think we have a slush fund and that like we're being stingy and like, and then they like want to tell you all the big like glitz and glamour they picture on their book. And
yeah. Why are the royalties only 10%? I get that question a bunch. Where's the money go? And I'm like, where to begin? Where to begin?
Yeah, and I think most booksellers know, like experienced booksellers know that publishers are like in the same boat as them as razor thin margins. But like, I think sometimes newer ones are a little bit hoodwinked by getting wined and dined by the like big four, which are rich. They're owned by billionaires, and then they think that we also have the ability to like buy a bunch of pizzas for an event. And I'm always like, I would love to do that. I would love to do that. But we're in the same boat as you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But those are the biggest misconceptions about publishing. If we're wrong, please tell us in the comments.
Send me hate mail.
Yeah. Tell us in a really mean way.
You don't actually send me hate mail, send me like disgruntled mail.
Loving fan mail. Got it.
That was like a 10-point explanation of why we're wrong.
Yes, I would like that. Put it in a cover letter.
Thanks for joining us once again.
please send your questions to podcast@microcosmpublishing.com so we can answer them on future episodes.
And please give us 5 stars on iTunes and everywhere else that podcasts are reviewed.
You can find us on the internet at microcosm.pub,
On Twitter at microcosm,
on Facebook at Microcosm Publishing,
on Instagram at microcosm_pub.
and here in Portland, Oregon on North Williams Avenue.
Thank you so much.
Have a wonderful week.